guys, and welcome to another episode of the Chemistry podcast. Today it is Friday, June 30. It is my youngest daughter, Esther's birthday. She'll be 17 today. Unfortunately, she is not home. She has her last day today in the boarding school. We will pick her up tomorrow. And of course, I'm so excited to get her back home, but I know that she will be so sad. She had the best year. But yeah, today is the first day. Well, actually, yesterday was the first day I could really relax, and today I returned to work. But this graduation, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in Denmark, when you have someone graduating high school, there are so many traditions. You need to take a week off just to get everything planned out and celebrations and everything. So first of all, of course, they have like 3 to 4 weeks of studying for all these exams, like written exams and oral exams. And then the last exam that they do is a tradition that they get their hat the day that they do the final exam. And it's a tradition that either the mom or the grandmom or the dad or a sister will actually place the hat on top of the student's head. And Esther was so fortunate. She was chosen by Nomi to do this. So last Monday was the big putting the hat on the head day, which is a big thing. That's what they look forward to. And that's one big tradition that takes a whole day. Then there's the day when all the students do the graduation at the school and they throw the hats and all that. That's another day of celebration. Then they have parties. So of course she has a huge party with her family and all her friends and her classmates. That was last Monday. And apart from that, we have other friends who have kids that graduate, so we have to go to all of their parties. They drive around in a truck, and they stand up in the truck and they have banners and they write stuff and they drink way too much beer while standing on that wagon and jumping and having parties. They do that 2 days in a row, and they stop by everyone's house for 20 minutes and they all come into the garden and they have a beer or whatever, and then they all go back out. So it has just been a lot. It has been so much fun and I have enjoyed every second. But having that 10 days in a row of stuff, plus personal stuff that I had to take care of with some in my family and stuff. And it has just been so much. So yesterday was the first day I didn't have to do anything. And I was actually supposed to work yesterday. But what happened was I sat down on the couch and I just never got up. So I did a lot of knitting. And as I told my husband, that is working as well, you know? When you're a knitwear designer, you can sit in your couch a whole day and knit and still call it work. That is smart. Well, anyway, this whole graduation thing is the reason why I did not podcast last week. I was supposed to. But first of all, there was not much to talk about because I've been so busy I didn't even have time to knit or dye yarn. So I haven't been doing anything like that for almost a week. I did do some knitting, but not that much. But I have a long list of stuff to share with you today. I have a few works in progress. I have a new yarn. I have new pattern release. This will be released tomorrow, Saturday, at 8 a.m. European Central Time, which means that whenever you wake up in the States, it will be ready. And if you are further east, you have to wait a little while. So I will let you know tomorrow on Instagram when it's available. It will be available at 8, but I will remind everyone on Instagram. And I did make kits, and I did put some of those out for sale. The combination for this one sold out so fast, but I have just soaked some of this zebra yarn. This was the Tangelo that I ran out of, so I couldn't make any more kits, but I will dye that today. So we'll put more of these kits in this colorway in the shop today. Yeah, this is my roller coaster shawl, and I am so happy to finally be releasing this pattern. It has been on its way for a long time. I started this design way back in February. So yeah, it just feels really good to get something out. So yeah, go grab the yarn. Now I will link down below some of the kits, and you can of course make your own combination of colors. I just did a new colorway the other day called Tomato. Well, the tomato colorway is not new, but it's new for the zebra base. And that turned out really bright and really gorgeous. So I thought that would be fun. I did a few kits with the tomato color. I think maybe only in the merino sock zebra. I don't remember, but you can go check out all the kits. And they are under yarn and then kits. So you can see, and I also think I have kits linked from the pattern page. If I haven't, I will make sure to do that soon. I am wearing my little hair kerchief that I have decided I'll call Buttercup. That has not been released yet. It will be released as soon as possible. I just need to write down the pattern, and that won't take me too long. Get that translated. That shouldn't take too long either. And we'll need to get this out soon because I think it's great for summer and fall. It is knit in my silky lace base in the colorway Buttercup. Yeah, I need to go grab my work in progress, which is a new design that I've been working on. I've been calling this, I shared a picture on Instagram, I have been calling this the Candy Cloud sweater, but it's actually not. It's still 4 strands of silk mohair, but it's not a raglan, it's a rounded yoke. So I think I'll just call it something else. If you have a good idea, please let me know down below. It's always good to get some name inputs from you. But let me just go grab that sweater. So dyeing with 4 strands of mohair can be a little tricky when you have all these tiny balls. I have my project in this project bag that my auntie made me from all the leftover fabric from these fabrics are all hand dyed by me, and she sews the bags, and she used all these tiny leftovers to make me a little project bag, and she even put my name in here. She often makes me these cute little gifts. She's so sweet. Well, this is my project. I'm very excited about this. While I was working on it, I was in doubt. I sometimes am, but I know never to judge until the project is complete. Sometimes it just looks weird, and then once you get it done, it looks good. This is the sweater, and it looks even better in real life than it does on camera. For some reason, it's the same with my Candy Cloud cardi that I did not long ago. It just looks a little bit more marbled, is that the word, on screen and on pictures than it does in real life. It looks way more faded in real life. I'm crazy in love with this color combo that goes from a kind of like a brick. I have even forgot what I call this colorway. Was it burnt sienna? It's a good thing I still have the yarn. It's a bad thing I forgot to put on the name. I know I have it online, so I guess I did name it at some point. Let me just go check that out real quick so I don't say anything wrong. Yeah, so this is burnt sienna, and the gray one is asphaltus. And I love this combo. It's very close to my Giselle shawl color combo, which is asphaltus and this, not this color, but something close. I've always had a thing for gray and pink or black and pink, so I guess I'm still doing that. But anyway, this is, I think this could be so much fun in so many different color fades. I'm dreaming about a buttercup, going from just white to buttercup, or going from buttercup to maybe the rutil quartz or rudel quartz, or whatever how you pronounce that in English. Yeah, I think it's fun. And fading with silk mohair is just, I think you get such a good result because you can fade one strand at a time. So instead of stranding, when you have 4 strands, you can actually fade a lot more. That makes sense. So this will eventually have a name. I will be done with the sleeve, hopefully today. And then I'll pick up stitches for the neckline, and I think I'll just do a 1x1 ribbing. I did that on the first sleeve and on the body. And it's insanely soft, these 4 strands of mohair. I love that combo. You could also knit this in my mega mohair, and of course maybe just not do the color fade, but just do that one solid color. I think this would be nice as well in a solid color. I was just so into playing with the colors after I did my candy cloud, which is not even in here, but I can put a picture up here. I just kind of faded in and out from the colors of this color family, and it was just so much fun to see what happens if you lose one color and add another color. So I just wanted to play with that fading in and out, and I was just curious to see what it would look like if you did a complete fade. So this up here we have 4 strands of the red, and down here we have 4 strands of black, and then just fading one at a time. So it makes the slow fade, and I'm really loving how this turns out. I will put some pictures on this on Instagram really soon, so you can see like a better picture of this. I can tell it's kind of hard to show on screen. Maybe this actually shows it a little bit better, how the fade is very subtle. And I'm loving these colors, that it's not too cutie cute with the pink and the gray. And I think for the fall with a pair of black jeans, this will just be so awesome. Unfortunately, I did not do this my size. I did this Esther's size because, yeah, well, she will be home and I can take pictures of her, and it's harder to take pictures of me. It's difficult to be both the designer and the photographer and the model at the same time. So yeah, that's why I often just do the sweaters in my daughter's sizes. That was all for... No, I have another work in progress. Let me just put the first finished sock on my sock blocker, because for some reason they just look better this way. It hasn't been washed yet, so it feels a little small, but once I soak this in water and block them a little bit, it will be better. I am in love with how these zebra stripes really make the best stripes on these socks. This is my zebra merino sock base, which is identical to my merino sock base. It's a high twist yarn, which is a 2-ply yarn, 365 meters, which is 400 yards on 100 grams. I did 20 rounds for the cloud just got in front of the sun and making the screen look all dark. Well, anyway, I did 20 rounds of ribbing, 70 rounds before I did my afterthought heel, and 65 rounds with foot and then the toe. And I have a matching sock on its way here. So soon I will have one pair of zebra socks, and this is in the colorway Coquinas, which is one of my favorite colorways. And I am so thrilled about this this yarn. I think it's so cute. I love the merino sock anyway, but it was just so much fun to do the zebra version, and just kind of see how it knits up, that it doesn't do any pooling or anything like that. It just makes the cutest small little stripes. So that's a success. so happy about that. Maybe we should consider getting zebra sock minis. Maybe I should consider getting a bigger place to live so I can store all the yarn. I would love to have like a big farm, and I could have like one entire barn just full of all the yarn undyed and all the yarn dyed, and the whole dyeing studio, and have everything in one place. And I could also invite people to come down and buy yarn and see the whole process. It's a little bit more difficult when it's in my private house. I really don't like to have strangers come in. Not that I think it's nice to have people visiting my booths, because I love that, but it's just not the same when it's in your personal private house. I would be embarrassed if I didn't vacuum or stuff like that. On Sunday, I will be doing a giveaway not here on Instagram, but on Instagram. I sometimes do giveaways here on the channel, but every now and then I do them on Instagram, and it has been such a long time since I did anything on Instagram. And because the algorithms is messing with me, I can't figure out what's going on, but I need to draw some attention to my Instagram profile. So on Sunday I will be doing a giveaway, and I dyed some sock boxes earlier, I think in May. And what happened was that they sold out pretty quickly, and I did another batch and they sold out as well. But I did some extras of this colorway, which I didn't name. They're just called Sockbox 2023. And this is the green version. I did I did a pink version in my merino sock base, the high twist, and I did a green version in my BFL yarn. And I have a few of these left. Actually, I do have 3 of these. I'm going to keep one for me, and then I have 2 more. So if you're interested in winning this sock set, make sure that you pay attention to Instagram, because not only can you win this sock set, you can also win this adorable, cute little bag. It smells divine. This is made by Malene. She is the playful knitter. She has a the sun is just messing with me. She's the I'll put her a link down below to her YouTube. She is a Danish podcaster, but she just recently started to speak English on the podcast, and she has been an exchange student in the States just like me, so her English is very good. She doesn't have a very thick Danish accent. But she made this for me actually, and she did this because she's going to participate in the Crazy Sock Ladies summer sock camp. And I have always been a fan of the Crazy Sock Lady, and of course I'm going to be knitting socks and use the hashtag the Crazy Sock Lady. But when Malene sent this to me, I just thought that it matched my yarn like perfectly. You can see it's a camp theme. You can't see anything because the sun is messed, but you can see like caravans and someone going camping. There's even tents and a caravan and stuff in the woods. So I said to Malene, maybe we should do a giveaway instead. Even though I would love to keep this for me, I have enough project bags, and I thought it would just be the cutest little set to put this in this project bag. It even has a window. I think it's adorable. And she has this little, that I can't show because the sun is but she has this little pin that I'll put in the bag as well, and this little lavender bag. Smells divine, so that you will have no moths or anything else bad, but you can have nice lavender smelling yarns. So I will put this on Instagram on Sunday for a little giveaway. So if you want to participate in that, make sure to stop by Instagram on Sunday and do whatever I will tell you to do there to win this matching. She even has a little note, little progress creeper with a little note. She plays the piano. She's very talented, very sweet woman. So go check out her profile, her YouTube profile, per podcast is what I'm trying to say. And get a chance to win this on Sunday. Boof. That's all I have to say about that. Next, I want to share with you that I have gotten yet another base. It's really actually turning into a problem that I have way too many bases, but that I talk about that all the time, and that eventually I'll do something about it. But I have had people every now and then say if I have a great alternative to the silk mohair, because some people just don't like silk mohair, and other people are allergic to mohair. And I was wondering what to do about it, and I did take in the silky lace base, which is a 600 meters per 100 grams, and that'll work perfectly. But if you want that fluffiness that you get when you use the silk mohair, you don't get that with the silky lace, because it's silk and merino, and it's very soft, but it doesn't have a what do you usually call that, an aura? Yeah. It doesn't have that because it's a one-ply yarn. So I was at the huge yarn vendor, what is that called? Like a big fair in Cologne for all the yarn stores, and you were introduced to whatever's going on in the industry and upcoming things. And one of the places where I buy my yarn, they introduced a new base, and it is this Suri alpaca silk base. And this is the perfect substitute for the silk mohair. This is Suri alpaca, which is another alpaca breed than the normal alpaca breed. There are two different kinds of alpacas. And if you Google the Suri alpaca, you will see that the fleece is different. The Huacaya alpaca has more of a wool, sheep wool like fleece, and the Suri alpaca has more of a silky, almost like dreadlocks, but it looks different. It's just longer and smoother. And not only is this the Suri alpaca, it's also the baby Suri alpaca, which means it's the first cut from the adult alpaca, and it makes it even more luxurious. Baby Suri alpaca is the finest alpaca you can get on the market. And this is combined with silk. So it is a 65% baby Suri alpaca and 35% silk. So I'm in love with this. I need to try this, to knit something with this. I'm thinking 2 strands of this for a sweater. It'll just be gorgeous. I have dyed, as you can see, this one in the buttercup because I like buttercup. It's like even my cabinet is buttercup, except I think it was called banana or something. I did dye this. It's not online yet because I'm gonna wait a little while until I have dyed some more colors, so you will have a variety of colors, and not only this yellow one and this blue one. I did a dusty blue, and I did the buttercup. So these 2 are the only ones available. So it's just to make an alternative for the silk mohair, and it's so soft. It's like insane soft. And it has another feel to it. It still has a little bit of shine because of the silk, but at the same time it has this, it's almost impossible to explain. It doesn't feel like any other yarn. It doesn't even feel like normal alpaca. It feels like it's so different. But they will be available soon. Let me know if you have any color wishes, and I'll make sure to dye those colors first. I can see the sun is like going, the clouds are covering the sun and going back and forth. So sometimes it's dark in here and sometimes it's light. It's just the way it is. Today I am drinking a Egekilde, which is just a club soda. No flavors, no nothing, no sugar, just water and bubbles. So I have in my notes summer plans. We are going to France, and we have rented a house. And me and Larissa, the girls, are going to spend 2 weeks in the southern part of France. And I have had a few people ask me, are you bringing us with you? Will you do a vlog? And yes, I will. I will be doing some shooting here and there. Good thing we have 2 weeks at the same spot, so I'll just do one one vlog. And yeah, I think it's fun to take you with me when I go somewhere else. And of course I'll be knitting. And what will I be knitting on? I have 2 major plans and a little plan. And I recently did some new sock blanks, and they turned out just so good. I kept one for me. I just don't know where I put it. I'll open this one, and I'm guessing now this one will be the one I knit. I think the fun part about these sock blanks is that it is 2 strands. So if you knit a pair of socks, you can just knit them 2 at a time, and they will be almost identical. And I did somewhat of a fade. So they start out very, very light. And then eventually we'll have a little bit more color as we go. And we'll end up having this almost amber color. So if I hold them like this, you can see we start like that and we end like this. And I think that these colors just turned out gorgeous. So I can't wait to knit myself a pair of identical socks from my sock blanket. These are online. I don't have that many. But that is one plan. I'm very excited about that. I'm also curious to see if it will bother me to be knitting with yarn that's not straight. It will curl a little bit because it's been knit into a blanket, or if I should cake it up and knit it from the cake instead of the blanket. We'll see. My other summer project that I'm very excited about is to knit myself a pair of socks in my summer sock box color one. I did 2. Yeah, I just showed you the other one. This one is all my favorite colors. I have always been a pink person. I love pink, not necessarily like really bright pink, but just any kind of powder pink rose shade. I'm a sucker for it. I love this particularly much because it has a little bit of blue here and there, representing like the cornflower, which is one of my favorite flowers. So this I can't wait to cast on. I decided that this is my car cast on since we are driving all the way to France. It's like a 20-hour ride, especially because we are in an electric car, so we have to stop every now and then to charge, so that takes a little extra time. So I'll be having a lot of knitting time. So these are the 2 main plans, and then besides that I have an idea for a sweater design that I showed you last time. The combination of the Donegal tweed and a 1 strand of silk mohair will be something I want to knit for me first, and then I'll graduate that pattern into other sizes. So I think I'll just start with my size because I'm there. I can just measure me and see what it is that I want. So that's another project, but I think I'll just cast that on once we get to the house, and I will have some peace and quiet. Usually I have a lot of peace and quiet in the mornings because I wake up very early. I will make myself a big cup of coffee and I'll sit outside and have some peace and quiet for me to be doing the math and all the things that you need to have a little bit of alone time and focus to do when you design a new pattern. So I just can't wait. I can't wait to sit out there in the shade with my coffee and my knitting and just relax for 2 weeks. I will be closing down the web shop except for downloads. Of course, you can still buy the knitting patterns and they will be sent to your email address. Make sure that you have the pop on. You know, sometimes when you download stuff, your computer will block it if you don't allow like pop-ups. So if you just make sure that you have that. I have some issues with that at the moment. People's computers will block the pop-ups. Yeah, so that's my summer plans. I don't think I will be bringing any blankets because they just take up too much space in the car. So I will probably just be doing that when we get back home. And oh yeah, birds. You might remember that I told you that I missed out on the bird of June because I'm just sometimes too slow or too stupid. I don't know. But anyway, I didn't get a bird. And then I had a few people write me and said, we didn't get a bird. We have all the birds, but we didn't get this one. And then I felt bad because if you're collecting the birds, you should be able to get a bird. And so I went back to the dye studio. I dyed more birds. I have kept one for me. Or maybe this is the one for me. I forgot. I think I kept this one for me. This is the BFL. And I'm going to knit my dad a pair of socks in this color. I think these are right up his alley. I don't know if I'll be using the minis for his pair. He's a very conservative man. So I think he just would like blue socks and not mess with stripes. And I have 3 more. So if you missed out on the bird, there are 2 camajo sock in the camajo sock base left and 1 in the merino sock left. These are the last birds. But now I can tell you the bird of July. And I will go to my computer after I have recorded this and make sure that the pre-orders will open. So hopefully by the time you see this, the pre-orders will be ready online. The bird of the month of July is the kingfisher. I have had so many requests for the kingfisher. And at first, I didn't want to do the kingfisher because I thought the colors was just too bright. But the more I looked at it, the more mesmerized I was by its colors. And I was just so tempted and also very curious to see how could I combine these 2 colors and not just do like mini in one color and the main skein in one color as well. So I have an idea and I'm very excited, and I think I will be playing around with this on Sunday. Tomorrow is Saturday and we're going to pick up Esther. That'll be most of the day, and I know she'll be really sad when she gets home, so maybe I'll have to go and buy her sushi or something to make her feel better. And then on Sunday morning she's actually going back to Copenhagen to spend some time with her friends from the boarding school, and they have arranged like parties and stuff, and they're going to hang out for a few days. So Sunday she'll be out of the house, and Nomi goes to parties every day because of this graduation. It's a tradition that every single student will have a graduation party. And when you go to a school and you are with 30 students every day, that is at least 30 parties that you have to attend. So she has 2 parties today, and she had a party. Yes, she parties all the time. Yesterday she came home at 10:30 in the evening because she was just too tired. So even though they party every day, they don't necessarily party all night. At least not the further we get into this party scenery, the more they slow down. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. They drive around town in this truck, and they have all their hats, and they're jumping and partying. You can hear them honking the horn, and it's a whole thing here. Maybe I'll ask her if I can put a little something at the end of this episode so you can just get a kind of an idea of what graduation is like here in Denmark. And if you are from Denmark and you don't have a student in your house, you have never seen this before. So I bet you've seen it before, but maybe you haven't seen it that much. I think that's all for now. I'm just taking a last look at my notes to make sure I didn't forget anything. I think we have it all. Make sure to go get the kingfisher. I will be shipping those out as soon as they are done. I'm leaving for France in the middle of July, so before then I will make sure that they are all shipped. I think that's it, guys. It's good to be back here. I will see you in 2 weeks. I hope I will have an episode out before we leave, and then I will be vlogging once we are there, and hopefully I'll be back with an episode around August 11th or something like that, and then again in August. But I will of course take some time off in July when we go to France and just chill. I think I might not even post that much on Instagram, even though they say when you're a business owner you have to do that every day. But I'm like, I need a break. So I don't think I will be doing that. Maybe I'll send you a little snips of cold white wine or a nice gin and tonics and swimming pools and me knitting and drinking coffee. It'll be something like that. I hope you all have a very nice summer. I will talk to you before I leave, but if you're going somewhere, have a lovely summer holiday. Drive safe, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Take care. Bye.